What's going on, guys? Alex here with TFL Bike, and sitting next to me,
as per usual, Case.
And today we're looking at a refreshed bike from Suzuki, the GSX-S1000. And for 2022, Suzuki made quite a few changes to this bike.
Yeah, the GSX-S1000, which is a confusing name, it launched in 2015 originally, and it was updated then in 2017 with more power, a slipper clutch, and some aesthetic changes. But now it's a whole new refresh. Styling is especially different. The powertrain has received some updates and a lot of new tech, so there's a good amount for us to cover.
Yeah, there's a ton here. So let's jump in right away and start with design, because that's one of the biggest changes when you're looking at this 2022 model, comparing it to the outgoing 2021 model. It's really sharp and aggressive. I like how angular this bike is, and that stacked LED headlight up front really gives it a cool look.
Yeah, the stacked LED headlight is probably the first thing that you're going to notice when you look at this new design. It replaces that more bubbly single headlight, and this one looks a lot more modern as well. The bodywork is sharper, it's more aggressive. Honestly, I think this is one of the better looking naked bikes on the market.
Yeah, it looks really good, and Suzuki says it's almost jet fighter inspired, so they say the LED headlight is styled after a jet fighter, and also you have these MotoGP winglets on the side. You can kind of say those are partially from MotoGP, partially from a jet fighter, and we'll get to the jet fighter thing down when we get to the colors this bike comes in again. But yeah, this bike takes the classic Street Fighter look, so you have a narrow tail that helps showcase the big inline four-cylinder engine in the middle of the bike. And overall, yeah, like Case said, it's one of the better looking naked bikes out there right now.
Now you also have a twin spar aluminum frame, an aluminum alloy brace swing arm straight off the GSX R1000, and we have to get into this powertrain because there are some updates there as well. So it's still a 999cc inline 4 based on the GSX R. Now this updated engine has an updated camshaft and valve springs and a new fuel injection system and a new airbox. And Suzuki says it adds a little bit of power, like 2.5 horsepower, so not a huge amount, but what this really does is it smooths out the power curve a lot. It looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, the torque curve has definitely been smoothed out. You can see that here. That's going to help you getting around on the street. This is a bike you want to ride aggressively, but on every motorcycle, there's times when you just want to sit back a little bit and enjoy the cruise. So good to see that you have a smoother torque curve in this new model. Just in case you're curious about some of the specs on this new bike makes 150 horsepower and weighs 472 pounds wet.
Pretty potent package, and this new 4:2:1 exhaust also makes the new GSX S1000 Euro 5 compliant.
All right, let's move on to the tech section because there's a ton of new tech in this bike, and the GSX S1000 was lacking in that area. So good to see that we get a lot of new tech for 2022. So this bike is the next bike in Suzuki's lineup to get the Intelligent Ride System, or SIRS. That includes the drive mode selector, traction control, ride-by-wire throttle, which is now a true ride-by-wire throttle versus the old mechanical system that still used throttle cables. You also have a bi-directional quick shifter now, so up and down, Suzuki Easy Start, and low RPM assist systems to help you start from a stop very easily. As far as the drive modes go, there's 3 of them: Active, which is the most snappy, Basic, which is more linear, and then Comfort, which is the softest. But there is no peak power cut in any of those modes, so at full throttle, you're still going to get maximum power in all 3 of those modes. And the traction control system has 5 settings, pretty advanced system. You also have Suzuki's clutch assist system for smoother deceleration and control when downshifting, and also an LCD dash, which I don't know, I'm a little up in arms about because pretty much all the other bikes in this segment now get full color TFTs. This LCD does look pretty good, but it would be nice to see a more advanced screen on a brand new bike like this in 2022.
I think the other thing that's really going to disappoint riders, some riders, especially riders like yourself, is that this bike still does not have an IMU. So a lot of those rider aids are not going to be sensitive to your lean angle. But I don't know, for a more old school rider like myself, I think that's all right.
Yeah, I don't super mind it. I mean, personally, I'm okay with riding without that stuff. I just think, if Suzuki wants to sell a ton of these, they should have all the features that the competition has. So you're right, no 6-axis IMU. That means you're not going to get lean angle on your traction control. You're not going to get cornering ABS, but still decent number of tech features to get you through, and a pretty appealing package as far as tech goes. Not the most advanced on the market, though.
Now, some other changes to the GSX-S1000. That name just throws me for a ride. But you have an updated seat design, you have new wheels and new Dunlop Road Sport 2 tires. You also get a larger fuel tank, an extra half gallon, so it's now total of 5 gallons in the fuel tank, which is pretty good. ABS-equipped radial-mounted Brembo monoblock calipers and 310mm brake rotors, also fully adjustable KYB suspension, and a new wider handlebar, which should help you with increased control and a little bit more agility while you're riding.
Yeah, it looks to be a pretty good package from the videos we're looking at. It looks like a ripper of a bike. People seem to be having a great time on it. And it's nice to see, fully adjustable suspension, ABS, big Brembo brakes, good components on a bike like this, which is great for something, you'd want to ride to work every day, but also could be a perfect weapon to take on the track.
The new GSX is going to be available in 3 colors. You get metallic Triton Blue, glass Sparkle Black, which is a pretty hilarious name, and also metallic matte mechanical gray. And that's the color that Alex was talking about earlier. This is the one that brings in a little bit more of that fighter jet theme. And I actually think that this is a really cool color. It's almost kind of a primer gray, a little bluish, and it's a great look.
Yeah, it looks like a fighter jet. It's awesome. That's probably the one I'd go for, but all 3 colors look pretty good. This bike will be available fall of 2021, so a couple months away. No pricing yet. The outgoing model was $11,099, so $11,100 basically. So I would expect probably a little bit of a price increase since we got a lot of new features on this new bike, but we'll just have to wait and see, and all that information will be on tflbike.com when we have it.
Now this GSX-S1000 is in a pretty competitive segment of bikes, and it goes up against the likes of the Yamaha MT-10, the Honda CB1000R, the Aprilia Tuono, the Ducati Street Fighter, the Triumph Speed Triple, and the Kawasaki Z900. So there's a lot of bikes that this has to stack up against, but these updates are doing a lot to make it a more appealing option.
Yeah, it's definitely appealing. The look is sweet. You've got that, classic 999cc inline 4 that is going to be a ton of fun. Good look. All around, looks to be a pretty good package. We'll just have to wait and see on price to see how competitive it really is in the segment.
Anyways, that's all for this video. Be sure to go over to tflbike.com because that's where most of these news stories break first, and we'll be sure to see you in the next one.